Well, good morning, everybody. It is Monday, and I'm running a tiny bit late, but such is life. I'm so glad to be sharing it with you all today. It is one of those wonderful late fall mornings where everything is crisp and brilliant. We have a deep blue sky, we have lots of sunshine, and it got down to 15 degrees last night. So winter is definitely approaching with steadiness and determination, and there's just no way to get around it here where I live. The picture behind me is a picture of frost on a tree branch that I happened to capture this morning before the sun got to it and melted it off. Its fragileness is so beautiful, and it reminds me that no matter which season you happen to live in, if you're like me and experience all four seasons, there is always something beautiful just laying in your pathway for you to appreciate and enjoy. And as I was taking that picture, I got to thinking a little bit about how each of us starts our day. And this is a new week, a new beginning for a lot of us in that sense. As we move forward, we are in the United States right on the heel of Thanksgiving, which is a time of expressing gratitudes for all the blessings that so many of us have. And so I thought I'd talk a little bit about how to start your day in a positive way every single day. And I know a lot of us talk about that, and some of us from time to time struggle because stuff happens and life isn't always a bowl of cherries. Sometimes it's the pits that you're trying to spit out as you go along. And that led me to thinking about the small stuff because probably for me, my life, it evolves more about the small stuff when it comes to state of mind than it does to grand, huge world concepts. I can't always do a lot to make a difference there. And I think a lot of us sometimes feel that way. But absolutely, you can make a difference. It may not seem like it's a huge, herking big difference, but in the long run, it's probably the difference that is most significant because it touches quality of life for everybody we care about. And if each of us did that, the world would just be a much better place all the way around. And things that seem so huge might actually get resolved in a smaller fashion much more quickly. But with that said, everyone wants to have a good day, I think. And I think sometimes we forget where we put the key to having a good day to make it happen for ourselves. It sometimes seems like it's just impossible with all the stuff that's going on that you're going to be able to have a good day. But it might be a little bit easier than we make it if we just break it down. Because these small, seemingly insignificant things that we do each and every day can make all the difference in how the whole day is framed for us. And here are some of the small things, and there are only 7 of them that I came up with to help me create a good day every day. Because the better your day is, the more you feel like trying to make a difference and make a change and do the work you need to do to get where you want to go. You know what I'm saying here. And I've said this many, many times, and I truly, truly believe it with my heart, is you need to stay in a grateful frame of mind. You start and end your day with gratitude. And I do that more and more. If I wake up in the morning, I think, yay, I woke up. I get another day. I get to appreciate and enjoy and make the best of. And normally I try to list a few things. I don't have an absolute amount, but as I'm laying in the bed and blinking my eyes open and getting ready to appreciate the gift of the new day that I've been given, I try to think of two or three things, sometimes more, depending on how the morning is starting, that I'm really grateful for to start that day. And that encourages me to want to get up and get on with my life. Just that one simple little thing. And then come the nighttime, when I go to bed after everything's been done that could be done during the day or was done during the day, because you make choices as you go along throughout the day. I try to take just a few moments to be still, to calm myself and appreciate and be grateful for, again, the things that transpired during the day. And it's interesting when I do that recall, what things stand out in my mind. It's often not the major accomplishments from work that stand out. It may be something as simple as helping someone struggling with their groceries, get them to the car at the grocery store. That warms my heart a lot of times. And I'm thankful I had the strength, the awareness, and the willingness to extend myself in somebody else's direction and help them out. So I try to start it in my day, every day, in a grateful way. And then the next thing that I do, and some of you are just going to disagree with me totally on this, which is really wonderful. I have one son that disagrees with me totally on this, is the very first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is make my bed. That's a habit I learned in childhood. My mom taught all of us as we were growing up, the first thing we needed to do when we got up was to make our beds. And she always said that's so you won't crawl back into them and be late for school. And that worked, because, once you make your bed, you don't want to get back in under the covers and get everything messed up and have to do it over again. But also I came to understand that this is one small accomplishment, very often the very first task that I complete every single day. And having the bed made and looking back on the room and seeing it in order, because I'm a messy sleeper, I tear my covers up and stuff, makes me feel good about, heading out of my bedroom and getting on with everything that I do the rest of the day. And that leads to a whole series of small tasks that are basically habits that start my day. I go into the bathroom, I brush my teeth, I wash my face. I am a nighttime shower person, so I don't usually take another bath in the morning, and but I get ready to start the day and get my clothes on so that I'm ready. I find if I sit around in my PJs, I don't get near as much accomplished. It's really important that I get up, get dressed, and get on with the day. But that making my bed starts everything off. And before I even get into the kitchen to get my coffee, which is high on my list of priorities to do first thing in the morning, I have a series of things I've already completed. I'm up and at 'em, as the saying goes. And this is progress. It only takes a couple minutes, but it's a couple minutes well spent because it sets the tone for the day. It's definitely something that I think you might enjoy giving a try. Now, if you're like one of my sons, he will say no, that bed needs to be straightened up and gotten ready in the evening as I'm ready to lay down and go to sleep. His choice, his logic, his way of doing it. But the important thing is we have a plan in place to make the best of every single day. Another thing that I started doing probably in my early 40s was to begin using the mirror as my friend. I don't know how you are, but through the years, as I have worked on living my best life and being the healthiest person I can, and getting rid of some of the garbage that goes on in my head and messaging that is not positive, that I keep repeating to myself. I allowed mirrors to become reflections of my progress. When I was doing quite well, my mirrors were often full length, so you could see all of me. And if I was struggling with issues, very often my mirrors got smaller and defined less of me. You know, they would only define the part of me that I acknowledged as I was okay with. And about in my 40s, I quit doing that. I just said, the mirrors are mirrors. They're just reflections of a moment. And it is what it is. And every time I look in the mirror, I use it as an opportunity to reinforce the state of mind of the person looking back at me, who is me. And very often I need to tell myself, hey, you're doing okay. I'm proud of you. Keep going, keep making the best of it. You're going to make it through this, whatever it is. Keep your positive attitude going for you. And it's not a profound affirmation. Sometimes I'll look at the mirror and say, you know, it's amazing you made it this far. I'm proud of you. And sometimes it is amazing that I, got through whatever I got through. And, I may be looking a little rough around the edges at that moment in time, but that does not mean that this is not a positive person doing their best with whatever their life has dealt with them and coping with it with a grateful heart and dealing with whatever life wants to give to you. Often I'll look into the mirror and I'll say things to myself like, if something's been frustrating me or it hasn't been working out or it's being met with resistance, I will say to myself, remember, be patient. Remember, be kind. Remember to look for the good in the situation. There will always be some good, even if that good would be that you need to walk away from whatever that situation is because it is caustic for you. And that I have found through the years is to just accept what is in that momentary reflection in that mirror and just make a little passing comment to yourself as you go past it. You don't have to spend a long time there. But in addition to that, when I look in that mirror, before I glance away, I smile. Now that sounds sort of weird to smile at yourself in the mirror, but you'd be amazed at how that uplifts your spirits if you just give yourself a smile. There's an old adage that says you're never fully dressed without a smile. And I believe that to be true. I mean, if you ever have gone past that mirror in a hurry and caught your grumpy self looking back at you, that can be really, really scary. And is that what you're presenting to the world? Because what you present to the world is what the world is responding to. And just the simple act of smiling, the mechanics of smiling, which, by the way, actually take less work than frowning. If you're interested in that kind of thing and that kind of motion savings, makes you feel happier. It helps to signal to your brain and stimulate your reward system, increase the level of the uplifting hormones that the body generates. It makes you feel happier just by the mechanical action of smiling. And if you're happier, what's going to happen? You're going to have a better day because you're filling the day with joy and love and laughter. which is always important. Doing something you love is also critical to keeping a positive attitude. And I hope that in the course of your day, know how encumbered it may be with responsibilities, cares, and concerns, that you will be able to block out for yourself some time to do just one thing of the many things that you love. And it, again, could be a short walk. It could be taking a few minutes to listen to some good music. It could be spending a little bit of extra time with your family, chatting with a friend, either in person or by phone or by Zoom or, however, by texting, whatever, just connecting with that other person, something that you love to do that is going to get those endorphins stirring in you and uplift your spirit. Life can be pretty rough when you don't take time for the joy that is available in your life. Brief joyful moments will help sustain all of us through whatever challenges might come our way. And I know for myself, there have been times when my plate of life has been full and overflowing with responsibilities, cares, and concerns that I cannot lay down or hand off to other people. But I can find moments of relief if I actively pursue them. What you do matters, especially when you do something kind, not just for others, but also for yourself. And I think another thing that is always helpful every single day is to focus on the good of the day. There are always things in the course of the day that happen that are not so good. There can be challenges, trials, disappointments, unhappy people that you have to interact with. And if you let those things get to you, I can guarantee you that day's going to be a pretty miserable one. But if you look for the good things in these tough situations, they will help you get through. They're the silver lining on every cloud. And clouds are part of life, but so are silver linings. There is always some good to be found if we're willing to look for it every single day. And the more we can focus on the good things throughout the day, I think the better we're going to be able to handle what comes our way, especially when we're trying to make changes in our own personal lives that go toward increasing our health and may require extra effort on our part, in addition to everything else that we're trying to handle. And to that, I try to be in the moment, to actually be present in the moment, letting what has gone on in the past go, and for right now, and not worrying about what is yet to come in the future. This means that you live your life intentionally, and you focus on how you're spending the amount of time you have in that moment. Being present is recognizing that every single moment is a gift that we should treasure. If our life landed snap right now, are you in the moment? Are you appreciating what your life is? Rather than letting your mind get caught up in stresses and frustrated circumstances over which you may not have any control, if you focus on the here and now, you can put a plan in place. No matter the circumstances, you can have good every single day. It doesn't matter what life throws you, it's still possible to find some good to appreciate in the day. And the more you focus on doing the small things, the seemingly insignificant things, I find the better that day actually is. I know the little girl next door to me has proven that time and time again. She lights up even the dreariest, darkest day when she knocks on my door and asks me if I can come out to play. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't, but I can always take time to spend a few moments with her and make sure that she has a good day. And in so doing, I enrich my own day in the process. If we live in a place of gratitude and we focus on the good and keep a smile on our faces, we are pretty much unstoppable. We can do the small, simple things every day, and the hard things will become easier to manage as a result when we face them with a positive attitude. Why? Because our mindset is the greatest determiner of how good our days will be and how successful they will be. When you live your life in a positive frame of mind each and every day, you can guarantee that the day will be as good as it possibly can. I hope for you, this is going to be a real showstopper of a day, and one that you will treasure this evening when you go to bed and appreciate for the joy you've experienced in it and the things that you've accomplished in it. And I hope that you will put to rest, after reviewing and reflecting, those things that did not work out quite so well. You cannot necessarily make other people treat you the way you would hope that you're treating them. But you can keep your frame of mind open and positive and receptive to the ideas and helps and opportunities that come your way each and every moment of each and every day. Take time today to glance in the mirror and give the person that's looking back at you a smile. Take time today to appreciate everything that you have to keep you safe and healthy and moving forward. Take time today to acknowledge the hard work you are doing to make the best of whatever circumstances have presented themselves to you, and the many things that you have accomplished and overcome in your journey. Take time today to be happy with yourself. There's a poem that I have used throughout most of my adult life called Simply Today, and I've quoted it, parts of it to you many times. I've shared it in blogs many times, but the last line of it probably sets the tone for each and every day of my life and has for many years. My own state of mind is the determining key. And I am the person I let myself be. You are magnificent. Let yourself be that and live your best life today and every single day from here on out. You have a great one. Thank you for spending a few moments with me today. And I hope that that smile on your face gets bigger and bigger as the day proceeds. Talk to you later. Bye for now.